Hey everybody, we're glad that you're with us today on Tight Line. Real excited to be here. I fish with a lot of people, but fishing with my favorite fishing partner today. This is my son Lear, and we're actually fishing a neighborhood pond. You might have one just like it in your neighborhood, and we're kind of trying to figure out how we're going to catch them. There's a lot of overhanging cover, a lot of docks and stuff, and it's a pretty shallow lake. And we've heard there's some big fish in here, so we're throwing a weightless jerk bait. It's called a super fluke, trying to imitate the brim. We know there's some brim on the bed around, and we're going to see if this will work, because we can skip these baits around under this overhanging stuff and see if we can catch some. As we fished a small lake this week, we caught a few fish on flukes, and we were skipping them up around overhanging cover. And then we also caught a few fish on a green pumpkin colored Cinco. Really like this super fluke bait because it's real versatile. You can fish it real fast, or you can fish it real slow, or there's a fish. I got it. Not a very big one, but he's a start. He was just up there in the shade. About him, Leo. He's gonna cut up a fuss anyway, isn't he? If I swung him up there to you, would you get him for me? Hmm?
Oh, me?
Yeah, no, the other guy in the boat. Yeah, you.
My bad.
There you go. That's not bad. You need my help with him?
Yep.
Yeah, you bring him
Got
up.
him good.
Yeah, he wasn't coming off, was he? That's a pretty nice little healthy fish. Boy, that hook went all the way through him and out the other side. Just on that super fluke, it kind of went up the line like it was supposed to. He's about a pound. Let him grow up. Kind of place we're fishing, y'all will see in a minute. A lot of times it's easy, me, Leah, or anybody, to throw in those bushes. And the first instinct is always snatch really quick, but if you'll not fight that instinct and just kind of reel real slow and ease that lure up to the limb and then give it a quick pop, 9 times out of 10, you can get out of that situation. Fish.
Nice stuff.
I was just letting it lay, hardly even moving it at all.
Oh.
Did you get it?
No, I thought I hit the water, but I hit the bank.
Oh, okay.
And it felt like a fish.
These little fish are just up in here eating, probably brim that are up under these bushes eating. They're either spawning or they're eating what's falling out of the bushes. He's not a big one, but he got a mouth and fins on him. He pulled really good. It's funny too, we were just debating about whether to change colors, and we caught one. Your turn, man. Good one, good one. Good one. Atta boy, good job. Hold that rod up, hold that rod up. Good one. Swing him in the boat. Good job. You want me to get him? Oh, give me a little slack. He hit that fluke. He ate that fluke, didn't he?
He hit it hard.
Was he way out off?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he got me beat for the big fish so far. Here you go. Good job. Lear was throwing that. We're just throwing a watermelon color fluke. You can let him go. It's cool. And but that all the fish we caught, you'd think they'd be under this overhang and stuff, is where they should be. But they're out off the bank a little more. Hey guys, what we do at Go Fish Ministries is share the gospel and encourage believers in their walk with Christ. We do this through a variety of events such as wild game dinners, kids camps, men's events, music events, or even if you or someone you know just needs a day on the water. Go Fish Ministries wants to point you toward Jesus and help you know Him better. contact us through our website. We'd love to serve you any way we can. God bless you and go fish. What we're doing is we're skipping baits. We're saying skipping, it's just, if you know how to skip a rock, it's the same concept. You want to get your rod low to the water and try to throw the bait where it skips up under these things. If you throw it from high, it's going to bounce hard and the bait's going to go high. So the lower you can get to the water, the better when you're trying to skip a bait. And the reason we're throwing spinning tackle with this stuff is because it's much easier. That line flows freely. You can skip with a bait caster, but it's 100 times easier to do it with spinning tackle, and that's mainly why we're doing this. That's a better one. No, it's not. It's exactly the same size. He is off the front, but I think he came out of the bush.
Uh-oh.
That's all right, just ease it up there. These fish, we were thinking they'd be way up under these bushes,
hear
but
it? It whistled.
But they're actually chasing bait out front. They're not very big, but they're still fun to catch, aren't they, Leo?
Yes, very.
Yeah. Whoa, he's not anymore. Man, that that sea didn't connect him.
You almost went out the
Wow,
boat, Dad.
that would have been great. I at least took my phone out. I didn't even think about that. Who are you laughing at?
You?
Quit laughing, Hoopty. There's a fish. I got him. That's a little better one. This was probably the best bass that we had caught so far this day. Watch your line, Leo, reel line, reel. I can't tell what he is. If he's a big one, I'm in trouble. He came at me 900 miles an hour. I'm not joking. He's like a torpedo fish. I threw right there by that green bush, Leo. Not quite that far in that green bush.
Not that green
The
bush?
green bush in the water, not. They're all twin brothers up there today eating. Maybe they're letting the kids go to the buffet first and the adults come later. I'm not gonna complain though. Getting bit. We're about to get a premium price on these flukes. We got about one left. That's usually the case. The bait you're catching them on the best. You got one or two of them. On this trip, we caught a few fish on a Zoom Super Fluke, and the way you want to fish that bait is to think about an injured minnow. So when I cast it out as close to the bank as I can, I work it really fast 5 or 6 times and keep it up on top of the water like a bait fish fleeing. And then the closer I get back to the boat, I'll slow it down, jerk it a couple times, let it almost sink out of sight. Jerk it a couple times, let it almost sink out of sight. And the key is, if you don't see the fish hit it, anytime you feel something heavy on the end of that line, you set the hook, because it's probably going to be a fish. Well, I thought he was a big one, but he just looked that way under the tree. There's that other one's cousin from down there. What you think, Lear? You want to get him for me?
Sure.
Here he comes. Trying to get you wet since you're so hot.
Thanks, Dad.
You got him?
Yep.
Thanks, sir. Well, it appears what I was saying is probably true. We got to this shallower part, gotten 2 bites already, so they seem to be shallower, which is weird because it's hot. It just kind of goes to show you don't ever know. But that fish was way up in a tree. I have to have my pliers to get him out of him. Right, there we go. About the same size all those other ones we're catching. But when it's 80 degrees in June, catching any's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, he got you. Well, here's the big one of the day right here. The amazing thing about that fish is, I mean, the bait I'm using is 6 inches long and he's 7. And look at, that's crazy, isn't it? This shows you, yeah, shows you what a predator he is, Lear. I don't think he's very big, but I can't tell. He's all under the boat. He hit the boat. Did you feel him?
Yeah.
I think what we may be talking about may be true too. It appears that color may be a little more important than style of bait. We were running out of those green flukes. I didn't have any more, but I had some green pumpkin Cinco's. That's what I caught on it right there. Fish hit it and ran straight at me. I didn't even knew he was on there. He's not a very big one, I don't think. About like the other. He's a little bigger. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, goodness, Dad.
Good bit better. Come here, dude. Yes, sir. He's by far the biggest one of the day, but he's still only about 2 pounds. He's swimming around down there with it. God. That's a nice fish. That looks like a Lake Eufaula bass, long and skinny. Got him on the Cinco. Hey, Lear, we get to be outside a lot. What's probably your favorite thing about being outside?
I just really like all the sounds I hear, all the different sounds.
What are we hearing now?
Birds,
Hearing a bird, hearing crickets,
frogs.
frogs. Not hearing a lot of big bass exploding, are we?
No,
What's your favorite animal to see out here?
probably a bald eagle.
Bald eagle. That's cool. It's kind of cool to see what God creates. And He really, in the Bible, in Genesis, says He kind of created it all for us, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
And you're glad He created food bars too, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Hey, that's our tip of the week. If you bring anybody under 13 years old, make sure you have plenty to eat on the boat with you, right?
Right.
Man, I had a great time with my son Lear for these couple of days, and I have some great memories of me and my dad and me and Lear fishing. I can remember growing up, my dad took me to a lake real close to our house called Lake Oliver, and we caught little brim on mayflies. I can remember him taking me crappie fishing on Lake Eufaula, and some of my best memories with my dad are of fishing. And then I can remember Lear with me in Maine, and then last year in December, he caught his biggest bass ever, a 6-pounder on a topwater in December. And what a great and fun day that was. And it's important that we as dads and we as families teach our kids things about the outdoors. But that's not the most important thing that we need to teach them. You see, dads and guys, we get so caught up in things in our own lives, in the fishing game or the hunting game, or it may be something different for you. It may be golf or pro football or whatever. And a lot of times we miss that really, really important investment of time with our kids. So what I want to encourage you guys in today is this. Proverbs 22:6 says this, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." And then in Ephesians 6:4 it says this, "And you, fathers, do not provoke your children to wrath, but bring them up in the training and admonition of the Lord." Yeah, it's important that we hand them down lessons about the outdoors and fishing and hunting, the most important thing that we can invest in the lives of our kids is teaching them about a relationship with Jesus Christ. First and foremost, we need to be the example for them. We need to take the time to invest in their lives, put their needs ahead of ours lots and lots of times. And then secondly, we need to be teaching them about Jesus and what He did for us. Maybe today you can't teach your child that because you don't have that relationship. And the simple way to do that is to ask Him to forgive you of your sins and come and live in your heart. Make sure that you invest in the lives of the young people in your lives and young people around you. Hey, thanks so much for being with us today. Hey guys, what we do at Go Fish Ministries is share the gospel and encourage believers in their walk with Christ. We do this through a variety of events such as wild game dinners, kids camps, men's events, music events, or even if you or someone you know just needs a day on the water. Go Fish Ministries wants to point you toward Jesus and help you know Him better. Contact us through our website. We'd love to serve you any way we can. God bless you and go fish. Leora and I did pretty well last night on the small lake. We caught around 10 fish or so and had a great afternoon. We started this morning in the larger lake. It was a little bit clearer, a little bit deeper lake, and we were seeing some fish moving, so we started fishing with a topwater popper. Got me on the top. Yeah. That fish hit a little popper first thing in the morning. A popper, or really any kind of popping bait, you want to have a good rhythm when you're popping it along. Sometimes a pop, 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 stop. But a really good rule of thumb is the clearer the water, the faster you want to fish it. The dirtier the water, the slower you want to fish it. And I typically always fish it on bait casting tackle so that I can pull down with that rod, but spinning tackle works well also. Oh, that was cool. Oh, we started noticing that the wind was blowing into the corner of this pond, and it was a little bit overcast, and anytime something like that happens, if the temperature's right, which it was this day, it can be really good to throw a topwater bait like a popper. And so that's what we did. Exactly where I thought. That was cool. It's not a very big one, but boy, did he hit it good. Try to be careful with them. You got them kind of down in the gills like this. Anytime you're fishing, particularly when you're fishing with treble hooks, you always want to make sure that you have a good set of pliers in your tackle. I happen to carry a little small set that folds down really compact. So make sure you have one with you. No way I'd have gotten that out with my fingers. But because I had them, I probably saved that fish. Sometimes they'll do that. They'll come back and get it. Sometimes they won't. We're hoping the sun will hold off a little bit longer and let us fish this popper a little more. Trying to catch one on it. Fish just up here feeding around these brim beds. That's pretty in that clear water, isn't it, Leo?
It is.
And it's about the most fun way to catch them you can. Seeing every bit of it. What we have here is just real shallow flats with some grass. But you see these sandy spots, and that's what these fish are keying on, is this sand. And I think there's brim on the bed too. Attaboy, Leora got him. Hold that rod up. Good job, bud. Nice. He's pretty. Here, swing him to me. I'll get him for you. You caught him all on the outside, man. That's the kind of fish you really want some pliers around, because pliers come from Georgia. That's pliers. Good job, bro.
Thanks.
I'll let you do the honors. He'll be a 5-pounder one day, won't he?
One day.
Thank you, Lord. We're sitting, we saw a fish run up here a minute ago, but I mean, it's like 4 inches deep. So what I'm telling him is you can see this sand, and then there's a shallow break. It goes down to about 1.5 feet or 2, and that's probably where those fish are gonna sit. So that's where you want to throw. If you saw a fish 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago, really, really shallow, they're not up there anymore.
There's a bass.
They've run out. Gosh, it's a 3-pounder. Look at that fish. He didn't really want to hit it. I just kind of talked him into it. They're all about the same size. It's like Big boy was early.
They're healthy.
And they are healthy, aren't they, bud? That fish looks really good, actually. Real wide through here, that's what you want. We're gonna let him get bigger. We caught several bass on the upper lake, but what we started noticing was in one corner of the lake, there were some really nice brim on the bed. And so anytime you're fishing, and particularly when you're fishing with a young person, it's great to take advantage of those kind of situations. So Lear and I put the bass poles down and picked up some ultralight brim rod and reels and went to try to catch some of those brim that were on the bed. We had just gotten started and Lear caught a really nice bluegill right off the bat. There's several really good things about brim fishing. First of all, it's simple. The setup is inexpensive. Hooks and bobbers and weights aren't that much. You don't have to have a really fancy rod and reel. And then secondly, if you're going fishing with kids, typically there's action. There's always something happening. That bobber's moving, you're catching fish, and it's a great way to catch them. Oh, there he is. I got one. Ooh, ooh. I think I got a big one. What's your rod, bud? Man, these things on this little ultralight stuff, these big old brim pull good.
Big brim.
4 pound line, 4 foot rod, 3/4 of a pound brim. Oh, look at him.
Ow.
That is a big old bluegill. When you can lip them like that, they're nice ones. He's 3/4 of a pound. He's a nice one. There's another bass swimming through. There he is. I got him. Watch your line. Look at that bass chasing that brim. You see that? That big old bass, that well, he's 2 pounder.
It's a big
Yeah, look at
fish.
the size of him. Look at that, that's awesome. The cool part about this is they're not hugely hard to catch. And if you put them on light tackle like we're doing here, but these are massive, big old brim. When you hear people call them a hand size, I mean, that's longer than my hand. That's a 10-inch brim. That's pretty nice. Woo. You know when a brim's pulling your drag out, he's a pretty good one. If you were eating fish, if you were a brim eating person, these would be really good eating, I'm sure. I like to eat fish I can fillet. You can about fillet these things though. There he is. Can you throw back out there? Throw right out there. Look at that. They're all getting hooked in the same place too. Right in the top lip. He's a little smaller, but they're still big. I'm gonna show you what I think is the best way to rig a cricket. Most people think just stick the hook through them, but the longer they can stay alive, the better. So they've got a little thing behind their head. I call it a collar. And I just come behind that collar with the hook and go about a 1/4 inch into their body. And that way, typically they live a lot longer and crawl around a lot longer. And today we're finding it better to put them just out there on the bottom and not on a bobber. Oh, there you go. There you go. Good job, bud. That's a nice one. Let me throw there and get a double. There you go. Good job.
At Grassmasters, we provide professional and affordable services to our clients. Our lawn care experts have the knowledge and experience to keep your lawn in exceptional condition. Grassmasters is able to handle any job, from cleanups to weekly maintenance. Our team manages projects with the skill and experience our clients have come to expect. We always stand behind our work, with customer satisfaction being our #1 priority. At Grassmasters, your lawn is our reputation. Call us or visit us online today.
These are big old fat bluegill brim. Oh, yeah, he jumped like a bass. You see that? Yeah, probably we get out there a little further. They can't see us as much. Look at that.
That's not as big as the other one.
I think it is. I think it's a nice.
It's not pulling that hard though. Oh.
Good job, brother.
Thank you.
Show them that fish. Now that may be, no, that's just like that one. That may be a bluegill.
Yeah.
What you got there, brother?
Holy cow.
That's a big one.
That's
right there,
probably the biggest one yet.
It may be. Hang on, I'll help you. Hang on, let me help you. Wow, Lear, look at him. Holy mackerel. That is unbelievable. I'm gonna let you hold him by the lip.
Yeah.
Show him what that big one looked like. That's unbelievable, that's crazy. Hold him down a little bit so they can see your face. There you go.
Oh, 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 oh.
Got him? Attaboy. Good job, bud.
Whoa!
Just over there and catch his wife. Good job, bud.
Oh, look, that's huge.
You want to try to take him off, or you want me to?
Oh, I'm gonna let you.
Okay. Nice. Good job, bro. Crickets, bluegill, Saturday. Awesome. We've been watching this really big brim on a bed for an hour or so, and all of us had wanted to catch it. And I noticed that it was a little different brim. It was a red-eared sunfish or a shellcracker. But what I realized was that this shellcracker was set up or bedding on a rock. And so I took my bobber off and just set the little worm right on that rock and just jiggled it a little bit until I aggravated that one into biting, and then we caught him. He doesn't like that. Look at him. He doesn't like that at all. Oh, 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 here we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's big one. Woo. We've been looking at this big red ear all day. I finally got him to bite.
It's the big one?
It's the big one. Oh, oh, get out. I don't think he's not going to be as big as you thought he was. Oh, look at that.
Oh!
Whew. Now that's a different style. That's what we call a shell cracker, and you can see he's a little different color. He's a red ear sunfish. See the red on the, see the red, Lear? See that? And the color's different too. Hey, we really appreciate you guys being with us today on Tight Line. I've had a great time with my favorite fishing buddy, Lear. We've had a great time. We caught some bass yesterday and today, and then we saw these brim on the bed and just had a blast. If you ever have a chance to go fishing with your kids, man, just go. Take time and spend with them. It's not about catching the fish. It's just about spending time together and having a great time. And then the bonus is catching these sometimes. So,
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for being with us. Did you have fun?
I did. I had a lot of fun.
Can we do it again?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, y'all join us next time. God bless you.